Hey guys, what's up everybody? This is the end of Coda video. I'm sorry that I didn't get footage of everything, but as I said in one of the videos that you've seen earlier, I don't have storage for 2 weeks, and I'm on my phone because I haven't been able to get a good camera yet. And it's actually pretty pathetic how long it took me to prepare myself for this video. It's sad. Anyways, I want to start with Friday, July 1st. All of the counselors got there. A lot of them were late and they weren't there until the evening, but that's okay because during the day we made sure we had everything that we needed, and we still forgot stuff, and we made signs for all of the places that we needed to be. It was a really fun day. We got to know everybody, and it was great. Saturday, July 2nd, the kids arrived, and that was fun. Registration was slow at first. We all kind of took shifts on working registration. And they had it from 1 to 3, so it was a long period of time to be registered. But I guess, it's cool. We ended up playing some games. They played Frisbee for a little while, and then when everybody got registered, we played the picture scavenger hunt, which we split up all into groups. Each counselor had 4 or 5 kids on their team. They went around looking for stuff that they needed to take pictures of. It was a lot of fun. And then that evening we also had a cabin talk, which was not mandatory, but me and the other counselors in my cabin decided that we needed to have a talk with the girls to make sure they understood what they can and can't do, and yada yada yada. It went well. Sunday, July 3rd. Breakfast was delicious. I don't remember what it was. I should have written that down, but it was really good. We all went to church that morning, and some of the faculty played, and it was really good morning. And then we all ate lunch, and that was awesome. They were sandwiches, but sandwiches are so good. And then we played games outside. We played Foursquare, and we played Frisbee, and some other things, so people were sitting around and talking and stuff, and there were some board games, I think, available to play. And then at 3 o'clock we had the faculty concert, which was awesome, superb. Classical music is awesome. After the performance, we headed back to camp, and it was pasta day. Now, let me tell you the beautifulness of this food. Our cook, Lauren, is partially Italian, I believe, and she can cook really good, and that was the best chicken Alfredo blah la 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 I've ever had in my life. I want a lot of that more. It's very delicious. Monday, July 4th. That day was the first day of Eurythmics. And if you don't know what Eurythmics is, I don't really feel like explaining it, so I'll put a link to show you what Eurythmics is all about. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It rained almost all day long, but there was a few breaks of sunshine, so that was good. The Bluegrass Jam Elective was really fun. I had secondary piano as an elective, but there were only 2 teachers and they couldn't do a master class. So when I didn't have a piano lesson, I went to Bluegrass Jam under the pavilion, which was really, really cool. There were 3 bass players and a tuba in a jam session. What even? I don't know. Anyways, the kitchen staff grilled out under the pavilion, which we call the Disco Shack 2.0, and there's a long backstory behind that from Coda in years past that I didn't attend, so I really don't know the story all that well to tell it. But they grilled out because it was the 4th of July, and then we all went to the cafeteria to eat. It was really, really good. There's some more things that happened that evening. It rained, so we couldn't do fireworks, which everybody was bummed, but that's okay. It happens. And yeah, it was really, really fun. Tuesday, July 5th, it rained a lot until the evening. I actually got to graduate to class 2 of Eurythmics, and it was already the second day or whatever, and it was really fun. Eurythmics was one of my favorite parts of the day. The Bluegrass Band was informed that morning that we were performing that evening, and no one knew where it was until right before we left. Typical bluegrass musicians. We got to perform for some of the West Virginia flood victims, and we had to miss dinner, which was stinky because dinner is awesome. But after the Coda talk, when we got back that night, we got to go eat leftovers, so that was really cool. Wednesday, July 6th, my favorite quote from that morning was, "It's bluegrass. Even if you're doing it wrong, you're doing it right." And that pretty much made my day. Nicole and I stayed up a little later than usual the night before because of the bluegrass group's performance and everything. I was so groggy, I couldn't keep up with Cosmic Whole Note in Eurythmics. But when we split into our groups, I felt better. It took forever to get out of No, I was wrong. It took forever for our chamber group to start because we had to take some promotional videos and pictures and stuff. And then, but it was a good day. Like, it was great. In the workshop, which is one of my favorite parts of the day, like, I learned so much. We pretty much, like, dissected a piano. Like, only a music kid, right? After lunch, our cabin had cleanup duty, and that went really, really well. Like, we cleaned, like, it was spotless, y'all. Okay, that was sassy. After that, the bluegrass group did a concert for the kitchen staff. That was fun. I left early from that little performance to go to my first piano lesson with Robert, which was really awesome. And then I went to Bluegrass Jam and ended up teaching chords to Marilyn on the mandolin, which, if you don't, obviously you're not gonna know who that is unless you like are from Coda and blah blah blah. Anyways, Marilyn's like one of the directors, and she plays violin, and she's really, really good at it. And so she was actually my violin teacher for the 2 weeks. And then she came to the jam with her mandolin and she was like, "I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me?" And I was like, "I'll help you out." It was great. Then after that, we had our large group ensemble, which really means more practice time for bluegrass. And the symphony people got to rehearse together, which next year I totally want to be a part of the symphony. It drove me nuts that I wasn't. Like, I can't even tell you. Something about dinner happened. Don't remember what it was. Another favorite part of that day was the faculty concert. So I'm guessing it was Wednesday, yeah. And it was really, really good, and I don't remember what happened. I'm sorry, I fail at life. No, when we came back from the faculty concert, my cabin still had to clean up. Which brings me to my next favorite part of the day, fireworks. We got to have fireworks on Wednesday. Miss Esther bought fireworks for us to watch, and it was great. Like, I don't know, it was just great. Something about fireworks is just so fascinating. Thursday, July 7th, everyone was pretty much late for Eurythmics because we stayed up the night before watching fireworks. And like, I only had a boiled egg for breakfast, and apparently I was gonna write something about whatever it is, whatever we did before workshop, I don't remember, practice time, something. Anyways, but I never wrote it down, so who knows what happened. Workshop that day was led by Bobby, and we discussed operas and how people can have like 2 different interpretations from one piece of music as well as instrumental pieces. So it was really, really cool. I really enjoyed that workshop because the 2 contrasts were like, they were hilarious. And like the opinions of the other campers were great. It rained some more, but it turned out to be a beautiful evening. Marilyn had to restring Emily's fiddle. Okay, so the bluegrass was performing somewhere at like a retirement home or something, and I was borrowing a fiddle because my bow is on its deathbed, and so I was like, you know what, yeah, because Emily wasn't using it, so she let me borrow it, and then we had to restring it like a couple of hours before the show, like before we had to leave, and like it would not stay in tune. It was bad. So we had to eat dinner a little early. Oh, a little over an hour early, so we could get to the show on time. And like on the bus ride down and back, it was so much fun. We sang and we talked and we just cackled and had a ball. It was great. So while we're up on stage, like there's 3 different groups that we had. We had the beginner bluegrass, the advanced bluegrass, and then Bluegrass Jam. And then when we were up there, my group, I was supposed to take a break on one of the songs, and my Emily's fiddle was like a whole step out of tune, and I could not figure it out. I was so distracted and distraught by trying to play, and I'm like, oh snap, this is not gonna work. So I looked back at Joseph and I'm like, play it. I can't do it. You gotta do it. And he was like, oh gosh, what do I do? And so like after the show was over, he was like, don't ever do that to me again. And I was like, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. It was bad. And it happened like on one of the first songs, so that was pretty interesting. And then we came back, but we missed Coda Talk, unfortunately, because those are really good. And then we kind of went to sleep. I don't remember what happened or what we talked about. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, Friday, July 8th. Everyone is tired at this point. Chamber group. That's what it's called. It's called a chamber group. We had to use a metronome. We fail at keeping time. Like, that is, schmer. Like, metronomes are the worst, but they're the best. In workshop, Laura taught us about body mapping, which was really, really helpful. Like, how to correct your posture and, like, not be tense or stressed whenever you're playing. Thank you, Laura. And like she even gave us papers to take with us. Like, what? Thank you, because you're awesome. I was late for lunch. I don't know why I was late for lunch, but apparently I was late. Don't remember why. It started raining before elective started. It was a downpour. The electricity even went out for a minute. So we ended up having the Bluegrass Jam Elective in the foyer area of Abram, which was like the main hall where everybody gathered, and it was above the cafeteria. So I guess it was great. I kind of went back and forth from place to place because I didn't necessarily have to be there, but it was pretty cool. The rain stopped just in time for large group ensemble, so the Bluegrass went back to the Disco Shack and rehearsed our set list. Brandon even joined us, and if you don't know who Brandon is the national banjo champion, and I don't remember what year it was, but like, it was cool. He was my teacher also, so that was great. I sat with a lot of faculty during dinner, which was amazing. I got to talk a lot with them and like got to know them a lot, and they got to know me a little bit, and it was really cool, like spending time with them. Also, today, which was July 8th, was not Brandon's birthday. And for those of you who were at Coda that know exactly what I'm talking about, don't even talk to me right now. Emily comes over to me and she's like, Savannah, are you good at announcing things? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, you know, today's Brandon's birthday and I really want everybody to sing happy birthday to him. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I can make that announcement, no problem. I was hungry, I was distracted by food, and Emily tricked me. So she tried to get like apparently 2 other people to do it, and they wouldn't do it. And they never warned me. And so anyways, I get up there and I'm like, I need everyone's attention, please. Today is a very special day. Today is Brandon's birthday. And like, I look over at him and he's like, it's not my birthday. And I was like, oh snap. Like, this just got real. And like the whole table, like, this is the 3rd time I have tried to tell this story because my phone keeps running out of storage. Anyways, the Bluegrass table starts like laughing and like dying pretty much, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So like Miss Esther comes over and she starts like getting everybody singing happy birthday, and I'm like, oh no. So I just walked away and sat down and finished my food. And like, they sang it to him 3 different times, and he just kept looking at me and shaking his head, and I'm just like, I quit. I wanted to smack Emily upside the head so hard, it's not even funny. Oh, by the way, this is my old iPhone that I'm filming on because it has some storage. Anyways, so yeah, that was embarrassing and hilarious all at the same time. Coda Talk was cool. Apparently not cool enough to write it down. And I started an art project, which is, it's over there holding up my light. But anyways, it was really cool. I also learned Cripple Creek that day, and in the cabin that evening after Coda Talk, everyone, like almost everyone, had their instrument out and just started jamming to whatever. Like, it was so cool. We stayed up, we extended lights out by like an hour. It was fun. It was great. The guys, however, like despised us the next day because they were like, y'all should have gone to bed, blah 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 blah. But it was worth it. Sorry guys. Hey, you guys can check out part 2 of this video, Summer Camp Story Time, by clicking on the link in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please go check out that video to finish out the second week of Coda in detail. And yeah, it would make me really happy if you did that. So thank you guys, and ta-ta!